Well, hi everybody. She's back. Anyway, I want to thank everybody that's watching this, no matter what time of the day, where you're at, morning, noon, or night. And I want to wish you a happy new year. And let you know things are going to get better. It might get a little worse before it gets better, but it's going to get better within the next 3 years. Not that all the world's problems will be solved, but a lot of the pus is going to be cleaned out of the wounds. It's a weird thing to say, but anyway, that's what I was being told to say. The only way we're going to heal up what we've got going on is we got to dig in and clean out the wounds and get all the poison out of them and doctor them and heal everybody back up. So I hope that that works. It will work. Another thing, when you hear on the news, you hear all this bad stuff, it's all right to send prayers out immediately and angels to these people and surround them with them, but don't brood on it. Get out of it and go on, because the more energy we give out to the negativity in this world, the more it'll grow. So you just have to send positive things. There's nothing as strong as the power of thought. I know Edgar Casey always used to say, thought is prayer. And prayers are powerful. And I try to remind myself that when I'm going off on myself sometimes and cursing myself because I'm dropped something on my toe or something, instead of calling myself a bad name and stuff, I try to correct it really quick and maybe thank God that I got to bend over and pick something off the floor because I dropped it. But I just want to pass the message. Don't be beating yourselves up. Don't be watching so much YouTube or something, the scary things or things that are meant to scare us. You can tell by the headlines, where that consumes your whole day, because pretty soon you're not even going to have the energy to get out of bed or take a shower. Believe me, I know, I've been there. And that's my New Year's resolution for myself, is not even to turn on that frickin' TV. I used to never turn my TV on until 4 or 5 or 6 in the afternoon. And I couldn't stand the noise in the background even. And then after Trump got elected, it was like a mainlining fear. You had to get up and see what he'd tore up the night before or what he'd tore down. Well, we don't have to deal with that too much longer. I know all the bullshit's out there and all the news medias are pushing it and pushing it because it sells soap. But you need to let it go, because there's no way he's going to get back, that he's going to win an election. And he's either going to be in jail, and I'll believe that when I see it. Not that he won't get convicted. I just want to see somebody actually put his... I shouldn't call people fat, because I'm right now, whatever. Believe me, that's been my nemesis for the last 3 months. I've been fighting with my weight like crazy. But I'm just wanting to see somebody putting his effing ass in jail. Let's put it that way. We'll use the same first letter. For entertainment only on YouTube. If he does get found guilty, and not just set him aside or send him off to Timbuktu because while he appeals this, like they did with Steve Bannon and all that kind of bullshit, and like they were doing with Rudy Giuliani. What is this shit? Either pay up or go to jail, even if it's even if it's not a criminal case. I know that's what would be happening to us. We'd already have our house in foreclosure and our cars all repossessed, and every penny we got would have been going to the people who won these lawsuits. But anyway, I want to wish everybody a happy new year, and be sure and send out love and light to everybody. And I'm sure you are, but this is my New Year's pledge, is just to start being more positive. I know it's really hard for me to be sometimes because of some of the hits I get sometimes, but it's going to get better. Now, it may not get a whole lot better until The next 3 years are going to be like a coaster, is what I'm being told. Going to be like a coaster road ride, but we've got to the top. That slow getting to the top. And we're getting ready to take off. And it's going to be exhilarating, at times scary, and we just have to know that we volunteered to come in at this time. We wanted to be here for this, and we're really blessed to be here at this time in history to see what's going to happen. So that's why I'm going to start taking better care of myself so I can stay alive long enough to see what's going to happen the next 3 years. So anyway, and if anybody's never seen my channel, my name's Lynn, and I do tarot readings, and I've been doing them 50 years. Since I was 20 and I'm 80, that's more like 60 years. I keep forgetting about that. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for watching. If anybody wants a personal reading, I'm totally caught up. I have nobody on my books. You can text me at lynntarotreadings@gmail.com or lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. If I want to pronounce it right, I always pronounce it just like it's spelled, even though I know better. And put your phone number in there and ask for a reading or whatever, whatever information you want, and I'll put your phone number in there and I'll text it right back to you and let you know when the openings are, so you can even call me back or text me back and set up your own appointment. So anyway, so if you're interested, please give me a call because I'm totally caught up. And I got some really expensive prescriptions that I have to pay for every month, so I need to keep things going. So anyway, I just want you all to have the most blessed New Year and to know that everything's going to get better. You can't heal a sore up till you take the crap out of it. And there's a lot of sores on this earth at this time, so there's... the energy's changing over and the energy's getting better every day. We just don't hear about the good energy. And we don't hear about all the good stuff that we're sending out to people. That's the good energy. I mean, that's all there is to it. And so anyway, I've been writing stuff down. Well, I've been writing stuff down ever since I did my last videos. I might go back and do some of your questions from 2 weeks ago if any of them are still relevant. I was doing some channeled writing today, and it started out light comes over darkness. So the light's coming to the surface. It's just taking it longer than we'd all like it. And the only way to get it to come to the surface is for all of us to put our energy into it. There's most, including me, of us on this planet have no idea how powerful we are. We just have no idea how personally powerful our thought is. So the more we think about what we want to happen, the good things, the more energy we put toward it, and the more energy we put toward it, the quicker it comes into fruition. So we could start going that way to make the new year better. And about in 26 or 27, we're already 3/4 of the way up to that hill we're wanting to climb, and we're getting there. So it might get pretty choppy out there for the next 3 or 4 years, but it's not nothing we didn't sign up for. It's not nothing that wasn't, we knew this was coming. Just relax and don't worry about it. We'll get through it. If we don't get through it, it'd be a great soul lesson, and we'll be protected as we to the other side. It's going to be all love and light and anyway, so don't worry about it. Just, I know a lot of you guys that maybe have sick children or something. So yeah, that's really, let her, something for her to say. And I'm not saying that we don't all have horrible challenges. And I have been so blessed in this lifetime to have so far outlived all my children. I just had a cousin who lost one of his sons, and I feel really bad about that. But I don't know. I just believe that once we transition, we're in a better place. Not only a better place, a smarter place. Not that we get smart automatically, but we see the bigger picture. And there's so much spiritual energy coming through at this time that's finally being accepted, since they're not burning women at the stake anymore, or anybody else that has any messages coming through that wasn't written in the letters that got put in the Bible. And believe me, some of those letters are really cool that got written, but they didn't all get put in the Bible, thanks to the Catholic Church. But anyway, they've been blamed for a lot of things over the years. It's Constantine, but he was running the Catholic Church at that time. So I got two different questions here from two guy friends of mine. Let me write it down really quick so I don't forget. And so one of my subscribers named Guy, he wanted me to ask why Trump's voice is sounding so feminine. Well, part of that could be due to age. Part of it could be due to how many blue pills he's taken over his lifetime to make his stuff work. I know a lot of people are having heart failure, a lot of men and stuff, from taking too much of that. What are the blue pills called? I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, so that could be part of it. And when you get older, your female hormones come up if you're male, and your male hormones come up if you're a woman. So that could be part of it. Let's see what the cards say. And don't forget, it's LynnTarotReadings@gmail.com if you'd like a reading. Put your phone number in there, and I'll get right back with you, and we'll set you up with an appointment. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, I almost forgot the main thing I wanted to ask. If anybody recognizes this blouse and this beautiful white shirt that's got roses on it around the top, around the neckline, and then this, if you get back and look at it, it's got some rose print on it. So it's got to be somebody that listens to my channel to know I even like pink or like roses, because I haven't worn pink in years. I thought I was too old to wear it. But anyway, if one of you guys sent me this, I just wanted to thank you so much. That it's so pretty, and I just really love it. And it came in the mail, and it didn't have anything in there where it came from. It was just dropped on my front doorstep from FedEx or something like that, with nothing in there. And I know I didn't order it, although 10 or 15 years ago, when I was going to church every Sunday and stuff, I would have ordered something like this to wear for Easter or something. But anyway, since it's a good Easter colors, I thought I'd wear it for New Year's Eve, because that's what we need. We need some resurrections going on here. So let's see let's ask why Trump's voice is getting feminine. That's a terrible right into these. I've been feeling in a good mood. I'm already asking questions about Trump, but that's what's running the media and the whole world right now. I would love to see him put in jail and his microphone get taken away at the same time. That would be the best thing that could ever happen. And for all these people running the news medias that keep saying, no, they can't do that or just make him stronger, that's bullshit. It's like any squeaky voice or something. Once you step on it, shut it up. You don't go around thinking about it for the rest of your life, and that's all he is a freaking squeaky voice. So let's see. What's wrong with his voice? Why is he sounding like feminine, more feminine? besides being pretty stinky from what we understand. Mary Trump, I always watched her show. She always said that every time he got mad that he crapped in his pants, and this is for YouTube entertainment only. So I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with that. Maybe he's just been mad more, so people are smelling him more. Who knows? So, maybe she didn't say it exactly like that, but I heard her insinuate that 2 or 3 times. And mentioned something about having to sit at the Thanksgiving table after he did that at the table and had to go get his diaper changed and stuff. And this is after he was grown up, so who knows? And maybe I misunderstood her. People are saying, let's just use that. That's what he always uses. This is what people are saying. Quite a bit of the people now that they've finally felt like they could make a comment on it since it's out. So, what's going on? Why is Trump's voice getting more feminine? And I hadn't really noticed that much, but after listening to him, it is kind of getting feminine, isn't it? I don't know if he's trying to come across nice, or I think it's the way he works his crowd sometimes. He gets real quiet and sweet, even if he's saying horrible things, when he's trying to, after bad-mouthing everybody else, trying to make a connection to the people who really like the hate and discontent, like Roseanne Barr or something. I don't know, but let's see. Not that quick. I think I'm going to move this mic a little bit closer. If I get it too close, it's too loud. Well, we got the Queen of Swords. So this could be something to do with his hormones dipping. He's still trying to play the big dictator, but he's just turned into a Queen of Swords. So this might be something to do with his virility or whatever, too. I mean, I know when you get older, that stuff goes away. So that could be it. He's a couple of years younger than I am, so I know my voice has changed. It used to be a lot stronger. So, well, we got a 8 of Pentacles is the energy over this Queen of Swords. So maybe Melania told him to speak softer. Maybe Melania is the Queen of Swords that told him to clean his act up a little and not be such an asshole. Maybe he thinks if he doesn't talk quite as loud, that he... maybe he thinks if he doesn't talk quite as loud or something. I just got a New Year's blessing from my son. Bless his heart. He's in Texas, I think, or probably, because he was in California last week, and I think he had to fly home. He'd been here a couple of weeks. So anyway, we got the Ten of Pentacles. So his voice has got something sounding more feminine, has something to do with money. Maybe he felt like his voice, his strength in his voice had to do with how much he could bullshit everybody about all the money he had, and now that it's coming and they're coming after it and they're taking it, it's making his voice weaker. That would be interesting, if nothing else. I'll come back over these to see if I get anything out of them when I go back through. He's getting weak. That's the energy. And every time he even thinks about losing all of his money, he gets weaker. So that's what's going on there. I wasn't going to read on Trump right away, but of course the first question I asked was about him. I can't blame that on nobody but me. Another thing that might make him weak, we got a 2 of Wands. in the sky over this reading. Maybe he thinks if he talks quiet, everybody else will shut up and not be talking about him, about getting stuff caught up or something that was on there. He's got I think there's two different places that he's sold top secret material to. Probably stuff that's as close to treason as anybody else that would be treasonous, and we'd have already been in jail, but not him. He gets away with everything. But I'm going to quit saying that. He's going to start getting caught for everything. So, we got Biden here in the near future. Maybe that's why his voice is getting weaker. Maybe he's already knows in his heart of hearts that he's no way he's going to win this election. He knows that these polls are so effed up that it's ridiculous. And I don't know if any of you have ever had anybody call you for polling, but when they do, they won't even let you answer the questions. All they want's a yes or no, even if what they're saying has nothing to do with what's going on. The last couple of times I told them I'd take a poll, I was pulling my hair out, and finally I just quit telling them, yeah, I will. And they know usually before they call, maybe not so much on the cell phones, but on the home phones, they always knew. Maybe more on the cell phones, who knows? They're probably routing them in quicker than the old home phones, but they always used to know anybody that had a home phone was old, and that most of them were going to be watching Fox News. But anyway, this could be something wrong that's causing his voice to go softer. Is Biden? Maybe he's trying to come across nice every once in a while or something. He does that when he thinks he's talking confidential to when he's up doing those rallies and stuff. And usually when he's talking about murdering somebody or putting him in jail or throwing him head first in a police car or something, but just anything he feels like when he talks low, it's like, hey, buddy, come over here. I've got a story to tell you, So anyway, and I know my chair is squeaking if you keep hearing it on the microphone, but I put WD-40 on it, and I don't know why it's all of a sudden started squeaking after all this time. We got the Emperor in the 7th house. And we got Biden right above the Emperor. So I think just because the Emperor is in his 7th house, I think this is the government just setting a straddle of him. They got him, and they got the goods on him, and they're coming after him. And he ain't going to get out of this by pulling his bullshit. I just don't think he's going to be able to get out of it. I don't care what the Supreme Court says. Because his house is crashing and burning. This is the energy around it. If he had his way, he would crash and burn the whole United States, but he's not going to get his way. So we got the Emperor and the Empress. This is in his hopes and fears. I think he just knows his time's up. He knows his time's up. He knows he doesn't have a chance in the world of ever getting reelected after this abortion crap and all the other laws that the Republicans are going after. And on a level, he knows that, because remember, he was even talking about it about 6 months ago. Now they're not saying too much about it. So, you know what? And here's some more feminine strength. So now I know what's going on with these cards. I'm looking at it just straight like I'm reading on Trump, but we're reading on why his voice is getting weaker. Okay, we start out, he's not a king anymore, he's a frickin' queen. He's almost lost all of his energy and power because he's not healthy. He's not healthy. What's making him worse than not healthy is absolute fear about not being able to laundry money, because this is laundering money, having it come in and go out, come in and go out. This is losing those lawsuits, so he's going to cost him any cash he has on hand because he's never been big about cash on hand. It's always been in and out. You don't make any money on golf courses. There's nobody spending money on golf courses for years. He's not really happy with his 3 kids. This is Family Matters. When you're reading personal and this comes up as a past influence. Now he's even trying to blame some of his big bloopers on his kids in his own head. He's blaming them for his fuck-ups, for his screw-ups. So then we got the 2 of Wands. This is secrets he sold overseas to 2 different, probably adversaries. You know it's not allies. So this could be Russia and China, or Russia and probably Saudi Arabia, the Saudis, I would say. Russia and Saudi. Maybe even more, but there's 2 that they can prove. There's 2 that Jack Smith has proof on. So that's another reason he's gotten a little quieter, more feminine sounding. He knows that Biden's way more powerful than he is. And he knows that the United States government has all the goods on him. And he knows his house is going down. So that could be another reason why he's talking softer. Maybe he's trying to make himself sound nice. I don't know. I can't hardly stand to listen to him, so I don't. Maybe you guys have to listen to him and let me know if he sounds more feminine to you. His hopes and fears is the Empress. He'd like to tear the United States up, and this is also Russia. He's afraid of Russia. Maybe it's like owing the mob. Maybe he owes Russia money. But for some reason, he owes Russia money. Maybe he's afraid of Russia. Maybe they got some goods on him that they're just about ready to dump. And I just got a happy New Year from my friend Debbie, who just moved to, where'd she move? Somewhere in the South. I'll think about it in a minute. But anyway, if you did watch my videos, bless you, sweetie, and I love you. I'll send you a deal in a little while. So we got for the outcome, this is feminine strength. And this isn't his feminine strength. He has no feminine strength. This is all the femininity, all the women, all the good light workers that are going after him, and he can feel them around him. So I don't know what that's got to do with his voice, but he definitely is feeling really screwed. And you see him, he has the tower. He's going down. He's going down, and they're finding out things about Russia. They're finding out things about a couple other places that he sold secrets to. So I think they're going to end up getting him for the big T. So that's what came out of there, and I just stuck those cards back in together, but I can't find them all now, so I'll have to shuffle more than once. I always shuffle more than once, but still, once you do a reading like that, everything seems to stick together. So, this is where I wish that I had message board up here so I could see what you guys wanted me to read on. I still got some stuff from the last time. I had a couple of pages left, but that's been 2 weeks ago. Oh, I know what Mark. My friend Mark Rhodes, he wants me to read on Epstein. He wants to know who's on Epstein's list. Tell you what my guides told me the first time I heard this, or they even started talking about this list 3 or 4 years ago, that the reason that list didn't get out even when he was going through all of his crap that he was going through, where they were letting him out of jail every night when he was in Florida, had something to do with Bill Clinton. So I don't know. The people that were letting him out of jail were Republicans, but when it comes to that list, I've always thought it was held up as much as it was for the same reason that we don't know what happened to Kennedy. Because I think there might be some important people on there that we're not going to want to see on there. But also, Trump's name's going to be right on the top of it. You know that. And he knows that too. So that could be part of his feeling weak, even though maybe he doesn't even realize it, but maybe he's talking more feminine because his energy's gone weak. Anyway, so let's look at Epstein. Are they really going to expose that list? My friends thought that they were paying people off to get their names off of there already, that there was some kind of payoffs going on. I don't quite understand who's got it, how it's working. I don't know nothing about it because I've been trying not to watch all this crap. But let's see, is it really going to get released? So this is just going to be on the list. We'll just ask for something on the list. Something on the list. Something on the list. Something on the list. So what's on that list, and is it going to get out? Maybe it'll tell us. Well, it starts right out with a hermit. Somebody's did a deep dive on it. Somebody knows everything that's on it. But that's the signifier, is the hermit. Right now it's hidden. There's some pretty I hate to sound like that guy from Seinfeld, or the guy that produced it, Larry, whatever his name is, that had that deal on HBO, but I started to say some pretty bad shit on that list. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody's losing lots and lots of sleep over it. Somebody's working really hard to keep it all covered. Now that's in the foundation, so that's probably where they're going with this. Don't get your hopes up, because I'd be surprised as hell if they really let that list out till after all these people are dead. And a lot of them are pretty damn close to it because they're as old as I am. And believe me, being a massage therapist for 30 years, I'll tell you something, leaving your underwear on has got nothing to do with massage. A real massage, you want to take the underwear off, and then you're draped and you're always never exposed anyway. So for Alan Dershowitz to say that it wasn't anything sexual because he had his underwear on at the same time, that's the funniest bunch of crap I ever heard. But anyway, wiping up some, I had an iced tea sitting here and it had gotten on my table. I had to wipe it up. So here comes the government. That's the past influence on this. So as I told you, the government was keeping it undercover. They've known everything on this list for a long time. It hadn't been lost, but they kept it hidden because they didn't want to rock the boat. But look at this. We've got this on the top of this reading, and I don't think they're going to be able to keep it hid. I think at least this is a winning card, and let's hope it's not a winning card for the government, because we're reading on the list, not the government. So if this is a winning card for that list, there is some names coming out. A lot maybe we don't want to see on it. But I doubt if they're coming out tomorrow. They're supposed to be coming out tomorrow. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'll believe it when it happens, but I'll believe it when it happens. So this is going to make a lot of people sick. People are already sick worrying about this. And it's going to be a lot of people that you don't expect that's going to almost put them on their deathbeds because they've always run around all their life saying they're such a good Christian. And I'm so sick of hearing that word. Half of these people that are saying that are not pushing anything that Jesus taught. They're going back to the Old Testament and preaching all the anger and fear and everything horrible that I just can't believe what they've done to Jesus' word in the last 5,000 years. But anyway, somebody's doing a lot of worrying about this list coming out. Some people aren't sleeping tonight. Some of them were making plans to try to buy their way out of it or to get off of it, or they had a plan to hide it, and it still might be partly hid. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a lot redacted. But I don't think this list is going to literally put anybody in jail, but there's some people that are thinking maybe they should be in jail or would have been in jail or something if people would have found out about this when they were younger or something. Interesting. We'll go back and pull them in a row and see how it ends up. The hopes and fears is they just want somebody to make this go away. And that's what they were planning on doing. That's what they've done all these years. And their make it go away person, for some reason, just isn't there, isn't in there. So that's what's going on with that. Oh, it's just the pattern on it. I thought I had a tag showing or something. Just the rows on it. So the last one is the spy in the camp. It's either the spy in the camp or Michael's had this locked up and he's going to set it free. Wouldn't that be nice to think? So even if they try to cover this up, I'm going to draw a couple more cards on this one now. Even if they think they're not going to let it all out, it looks like somebody might cut it loose. I'm hearing cut it loose. Yeah. There's more than 10 people on that list, but there's at least 10 people on that list that thought they'd never get caught, and it's going to shock everybody. So there's 10 people that this is just going to blow everybody's minds if they're on that list. So let's go back. It's been under wraps for a long time. There's people losing sleep even as I talk, even on New Year's Eve, worrying about that thing coming out. There's been a whole lot of work to cover it up. That's all they've been doing is trying to get this thing covered up and put away and buried. But it looks like maybe our government's going to release it. Maybe they think it's time. Maybe they want to rip the bandage off of this too and get this. Maybe they do want a really clean house. Somebody, I don't know who that would be. Let's hope there's some good judges or whoever's doing this. I don't know who's doing it, but let's hope they rip it off. If they do, in the long run, it will make the country a winner again. Because this stuff should, like I said, it's like a pussy wound. If you don't take the crap out of the darkness and expose it to the sunlight and heal it up, you're not going to ever get better. This is some people that's losing sleep again, more sleep, worrying about if they're on that list or how deep they're on it or how much that list is going to tell. It might be a lot less than most people think it is. Here was a lot of people trying to find out what was on it ahead of time and pay to get their names off of it. Here's people even sitting in jail. Now, I don't think that list has got anything to do with anybody else going to jail. Although they probably should be put in jail. But anyway, this is my card for making license plates when it comes up as the energy around what's going on. That was the energy around trying to buy their way out. So some people are really worried. And then we've got the magician here and their hopes and fears. They're hoping that something, or maybe their lawyers can get them out of this or get their name off of it or something. So they have been trying to negotiate. But it looks like this is Michael. This is Archangel Michael, and he just came in to cut it loose. And there's going to be a lot of people on there, but there's going to be at least 10 people that's going to literally shock the whole world. In fact, they'll say, well, this is just propaganda. That's what they'll push it. But But the truth is the truth is the truth. It's got to come out sooner or later. And we all know that. We can't all live in this lie-strung United States we've been living in. Whole world. It's not just the United States, but thanks to Trump, everybody's doing it now. We've got to bat back this Nazi party. I don't know what else to call them. Fascism. So let me stick these back in here, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. I don't know why I don't do this more. I love doing it. Once I start doing it, it just, I build up such a fear if I don't do it for a long time. And the longer I go, the more uptight I get, and I don't know why. But I was told in my readings that I wrote down when I was reading cards for me to stop it, to bless my gifts, and to be proud of my gifts, and don't get big-headed, but to brag on them, even instead of always putting myself down. So I might start bragging. Who knows? I don't think so. But anyway, we'll see. You guys keep more track of what I say than I do. Once I read the cards and edit it, sometimes I remember something a few years later. If something real weird comes up, and I'll remember, oh, yeah, I said that. And some things were so horrendous, I knew it was coming. Like all this crap that Trump's in right now. I knew that was coming the night he got elected. I just didn't think it was going to take, God, how many years has it been? 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't think it was going to take 7 years to catch up with him. I thought they'd have him caught up in it in a couple of months. But that's when I had more trust and faith in our law system. Anyway, let's see what else is on this list. We can maybe go back. Okay, I already said. All these were answers to me. I drew some cards from me. And one says you're creating your own depression. I got a depression card, I guess, to start with, and then I got the Hangman. That's isolation that I've been putting myself in. I need to get some other people that I can talk to that read cards and stuff, and to get my confidence up. Probably, I don't know, but to get going on this. And mainly I don't do it as I'm not real technological. If I had somebody live next door to me that knew how to show me how to work my iPad better, then I'd try to communicate with other readers more. And then I got partnership cards. I got the 2, and then and this was for I don't know what the question was for this one. But anyway, I got the partnership card, and I got the marriage card. And the last thing I'm looking for is a man. I mean, I love men. I'd like to have a nice man to go to the movies with and go out to dinner with or out to lunch with or something. But I'd love to have him in my life, but I'm not looking for a man, whatever. But anyway, it showed I need relationships, and it could just be male relationships. It could have nothing to do with sex. When I see the marriage card and see the friends card and stuff, and it even making you feel better, I always think of how high you get when you fall in puppy love. But anyway, and then the third one was to express more faith in myself, more faith than need to give it out to others, and accept my gifts. So part of this, and then I promised myself that for this whole next year before I went on because I listened to that guy, I can't think of his name, that Linda has on sometimes. I used to read his books and listen to his tapes, God, 20 years ago. And it's the most benevolent outcome. to stay on soul contact. Just the most benevolent outcome for all my readings and for everybody I read for personally. So anyway, that's probably boring you. So let me find out what else. I had a bunch of things written down before that I was going to read on. I might as well start at the back and work forward because that's the way. These were some automatic writings I was doing. And it says, is his name Johnson will be replaced? Is that the guy that heads the Senate? Is his name Johnson? It's not. It might be Mike Johnson. It's Mike somebody. The guy that the Republican head of the House right now. Mike Johnson, I think is his name. And it says, I wrote down, this was my automatic writing, that he will be replaced. So will Mike Johnson be replaced? I'm just going to draw 4 cards on that because everybody's heard so much about him from everybody. I don't think we want to hear any more about his stupid-ass purity ball that he takes his daughter to and everything. How horrible is that to do to a young girl? That I got control of your body till I hand you over to a man, and then he's got control of your body for the rest of your life. Tell you the only thing they haven't done is putting them in dungeons and sewing their mouth shut so they don't have to listen to them talk while they're knocking them up and having white babies. I don't know. It just really upsets me. It upsets me to no end what they're trying to do to women and young girls. So the other thing that came through is 45 flees to Middle East. So let's read some cards, because I've always thought that if once he knows he's in the hot trouble, he might try to flee to somewhere. And our government would probably let him just to get him out of our hair, but then you're going to have to listen to his bullshit because he can still go on the internet if he's overseas. So I think they need to put his ass in jail. So, is 45 going to flee when he finds out his goose is cooked? Well, I'll just draw. I won't need a big turnout for this because I just did a big turnout, and we'll just draw 3 cards. Yeah, he's checking on both sides, but there's some people that know about it. He thinks he's got this all under control, that he's got his escape ready to go, and that nobody's going to know when it comes, if he has to go. His biggest challenge is seeing if he can get out of the country with a lot of the money he's got stashed here, and how he's going to do it. Probably maybe like fly his plane to Cuba and then take off from there somewhere. I don't know, but anyway, it's holding on to his money. This is all part of his plan, how he's going to do it. But he's going to have a hell of a time doing it. It looks like he's under the gun here. They're going to be watching him so close. It's not going to be that easy for him to flee as he thinks it is. And if he does flee, here comes the military right after his ass. I don't know how far they'd follow him. But it looks like he's not the only one working hard on this, that our military, our Secret Service, or whoever's supposed to be paying attention to what his plans are, they almost know everything he's up to before he's getting it up right now. He's on somebody's list, that's what I hear. He's been on people's lists for a long time, but he's on somebody that's on the side of right and might. Mighty Mouse, here he comes to save the day. Mighty Mouse is so God, I used to love that when I was a kid. That was my favorite comedy. So, okay, will we have a federal trial come to complete before the election? To me, the biggest question is, will it come to complete? Would they really put his frickin' ass in jail? The way they keep pushing it on all the media is they can't put him in jail. That would make him win the election. No, Who in the fuck wants to, excuse me, who wants to vote for somebody that's in jail to run our country? I mean, I know there's a lot of effing idiots out there, but they couldn't be that goddamn crazy. Excuse my French. And I shouldn't have said goddamn, but that would be pretty crazy. I might have to cut that out of there. Anyway, so this is, every one of these questions are about Trump. That's the only way I can do is go back through here and answer what comes up. And it's, will a federal trial come before the election, come to completion? So I shouldn't have to draw very many cards to get that up. God, I can't believe it's already been 51 minutes. Maybe some of this I can get off of there, because that's a lot of talking for no more ground than I've covered. So I've just had so many nice people. In case people are going to watch this and then not go too much further, I just can't believe how nice everybody is I read cards for. And I can't believe how pleased they are. And it just blows me away. Surprises me the most. So anyway, I want to thank everybody that's gotten readings from me. So let's see. Let's go to are they going to really do a whole trial and get it completed before the election? Cut one more time. Don't usually cut twice, but let's cut twice. Yes. And it looks like it's going to come out good. That only took one card. Good. And that's a federal trial. And somebody named Leanne asked me about Taylor Swift endorsement of Biden. Now, I don't know if she's endorsed him or not. She did tell people to go vote, and everybody went freaking ballistic on her. So I don't bet if she does come out for Biden, I'm sure it'll help. Everybody's a Swiftie, and I don't. I'm so old and my hearing hadn't been that good for years, and I listened to that horrible loud music at the bar, although it wasn't horrible at the time. I enjoyed it till I got so hard of hearing I couldn't hardly hear it. But everybody that came in that little bitty bar, and we had huge speakers in there, wanted them as high as they would go, and that's part of my hearing problem. So I don't even know a Taylor Swift song, or I don't follow people that's been making music for the last 25 years or so. When my hearing got so bad, I quit trying to listen to all the words. Sometimes I even on TV, I always have the labels underneath, so even if I'm watching a movie, I can read it as quick as I can listen to it. Sometimes that way I don't miss it, things that they're saying. So it says, I personally think and I think she probably will come out and endorse him, because she's worried about. She's not a dumb person. That much I know about her, and she don't want to lose our democracy. So I could see her coming out and endorsing Biden. So let's do Taylor Swift. That's the best people to do. People I don't know anybody about. So I don't know if you're a Swiftie, as they call them, or not, or if you're not, just bide with me. See what this young creative woman's up to. A lot of fun, that's for sure. A lot of stories to tell her grandkids. Oh, lordy. Wow. This looks like, yes, she's going to endorse him. And it's going to really build his cups. Not everybody's going to like it. She's going to get a lot of blowback, but they'll try to put the swords in her, but it isn't going to work. She's too popular. This is the Republican Party coming after her. Or maybe this is what happens to Trump once she endorses Biden. You know what? She's probably got more power than anybody even knows. The way our society is now, they go after fame and money. It's who's the most famous and who they think's got the most money. So who knows? But this is maybe he's going to be in jail. Doesn't make any difference if they do try to hit her. It's not going to work. She's got angels all around her. And she's still on a ride to the top. They can't put her down. Maybe she's just going to give Biden a boost on her way up there further. This is her communicating with her fans, giving out to them. This is her thinking really if she wants to come out with a full endorsement or not. Some of her managers or something like that are working against it because it's not because they probably don't agree with her endorsing him totally and doing an endorsement for him. It's because they worry about her safety. You know, I was joking and carrying on about how much power and energy she actually has, and at least her power and energy goes toward good things. So I was just talking about the good overcoming the bad. Look at this. It's a world change. She could actually change the world. So I think she's going to go for it. She's not going to let anybody shut her up if that's what she decides to do. We got the Knight of Pentacles, which if it did hurt her financially, it would be such a minute enough she wouldn't even feel it. It would be like a monthly payment for the extra toilet out by your house in the mountains or something. In fact, in the long run, people would really love her for it. Look at that. A lot of people do love her already. And I think this is going to be a whole year of finding Michael in the cards. Cutting open truth where it needs to be cut open and helping people along that are wanting to do the right thing, giving them more energy. And if she does decide to back Biden, it will not only really help him win, it would be a winning deal for her. She might get some blowback. She definitely, right now, she's getting blowback from the people right around her. I'm going to draw a card on this blocked energy up here, too. But she would definitely make her a winner. Yeah, some of them. So I'll pull these back and... So, okay. So, yeah, people are already looking to see if she's going to endorse him. Some people have told her it wouldn't be good for her, but she's got the angel of light around her. It's not going to hurt her at all. It might be just a little dent. It's going to, I can't say change the polls because the polls are all lying, but it's going to definitely bring up his popularity immediately. This is her talking to some of her fans and crowds about it. And this is her manager and maybe a couple of people around her trying to block her from doing this. But she goes forward with it, and it does not hurt her money at all. And she's happy she went forward with it. It changes. It just puts a lot of good energy out there. And this goes back to the good energy, the world-changing energy. It may cut 1/3 off of 1/8% or something. I don't know, but it's not going to hurt her at all. And here is bringing love and light, more love and light into the world. Michael backing her, and her just coming out looking like a winner from it. So I think she is going to back Biden. That's what I'm thinking. Birmingham, Alabama. That's where my friend moved to. Miss Debbie, if you're listening to this, Happy New Year. Um, okay, we're kind of doing predictions. Let's see if maybe we can close with this. Is there something coming out on our government working with extraterrestrial with all the energy that's flying around and in and out of the North or South Pole, whatever that is? I think it's the South Pole. Is there going to be are we going to see more of this year? Is this going to come out this year or next year? Or I'm just going to pull 4 cards. Is it going to come out this year? Let's hope so, because they've got some good medical technology that we're already using probably quite a bit more than we realize. And this stuff all needs to come out in the open so it can be not bought off or sold off behind the scenes. I feel like it will actually be better for the world the quicker this comes out now, because otherwise it's just going to be a corporate power grab for anything information they got, and nobody's going to know what the hell is going on. And even if we end up getting energy that costs nothing, we're still going to be paying through the frickin' nose for it. That's what I'm afraid of. So are we going to hear actually communications from some of these spacecrafts and stuff in this next year? This is the Chariot. It's usually a yes card, and that's faster than you think. Maybe that's what's happened in April, because I keep hearing something huge besides the eclipse is happening in April, so maybe. Going to cause a lot of people are going to be afraid because they're afraid of their own shadows already. No reason to be afraid of something that's been here for a long time. They've been down here planting their stuff and taking care of this earth a long time, trying to stay out of our way, probably because they didn't want nothing to do with us. We're so damn ornery to each other, they probably don't want nothing to do with us. We got the Fool. That's new. It's not necessarily foolish. That's stepping out. I would say this is kind of the yes card for what I asked, because this is stepping out of your boundaries and going for it. So maybe we got the government's on top, so we know that they're in on this. I mean, they know what's going on. They've been working with these people for years. Not the whole government, but a lot of people. We got a Queen of Wands here. This is some woman that's in the know. So I know Nancy Pelosi is not going to be in charge of this always used to be my card for her, but let's hope that she's going to give up the ghost. I don't mean cross over right now, but I mean at least give Congress back or give the House back to people that are younger. But here she... maybe she's going to be influential about helping this come out or something, because I'm still feeling like that card's for her. There's going to be people trying to put a lot of spin on this when it comes out to scare us when it first comes out. That it's not going to be to everybody's best deal, especially some of the corporations, because they've been trying to get their hands on all this information and get it tapped down before the people find out about it. But I love seeing this card around the musician, because this is what I call the Christ energy, the feminine energy, coming through for the people. So we got the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands in here. the Queen of Swords, whoever that is going to try to talk some of these people in charge of this, whether to let it out or when to let it out. Maybe it's in this people in the military, but they're going to be having debates about it, and it looks like it's going to be between two women. I can't believe that, especially to do with the military. It looks like there's still a lot of work, things being worked out, but when it comes, it's going to come fast and hard. One more card, this year or not. I don't know. It looks like they argue about it most of the year, and maybe somebody walks away from it and delays it a little bit. Let's go back through here and start. First, it's like the chariot. It's something like it's coming fast and heavy. Then there's a lot of people bickering about it behind the scenes that knows what's going on. And one reason they want to hold it up is they want a lot of the information we've been getting from these people. Like I say, they want to lock it down before the people can get a hold of any of this and not realize they're being taken advantage of by the big corporations. But here we got, in the past influence on this, we've got a lot of people that's been wanting this information out for a while now. I don't know how long, but there's some that's been wanting to step out on this. And some of the best thinkers in our government and the military think it's time. I mean, it's not like people aren't taking pictures of these things every day. And here's one woman this is in the future, near future, trying to talk for this coming out sensibly. And here's the Magician in the second house, somebody trying to control it, which I don't know if that's good or bad. But we've got feminine energy over it, and here's the Queen of Swords. So it's like there's two opposing women that have some kind of authority, whether in Congress, the House, or the military, that's going to be kind of banging this back and forth, their heads up against each other. But it looks like a bunch of this energy comes through really quick. Maybe by next September or November, October, something like that. And whoever was fighting this just walks away from it. Because we can't walk away from it completely, so this can't be the whole plan. So I think that's whoever was putting up the most resistance walks away. And that is the Eight of Cups. So is that 2 8s? Yeah. So that would put it about September of next year. So we'll see. If I had to guess from these cards, I'd say maybe we'll be hearing a whole hell of a lot more about this in September of next year. Of course, that's almost right before the election. But maybe the news will be trying to throw, I don't know. But it doesn't make any difference. They need to put it out there if it's time to put it out there. So that's what I came up with, sweet people. And I hope you enjoyed that. And I know I always say this, but I'm enjoying this so much. I swear I'm going to want to come back tomorrow and do the rest of this, because I've got a bunch of other questions that I need. Oh, that's something I'm going to tell. I should have started right out with this, because people usually don't stay until this long. But if you've got anything that you want me to ask that's going on now, please put it in my comments. Put it in my comments and put a big question. It's going to get my attention anyway, because I read all my comments. So you don't have to put anything special on there. Just ask the question, and I won't heart you back. So you won't get a like back right away, because that's how I keep them, where I can go back through them and write them down. But if you got something that you want me to read on, please send it to me, and I'll read on it. Because that was the best, easiest readings I ever did, was last time I was on. I know it's been a couple of weeks ago, because I had pages and pages of stuff to read on that I didn't have to try to figure out what people wanted to hear from. So anyway, I want to bless you all and keep you all, and Happy New Year to you all, and just namaste. Love ya.